Would you rather be stuck in a forest with a man or a bear?
Bear. Men are scary.
With a bear.
What I've heard about bears, they don't always attack you, right? So maybe a bear.
Depends what man, but probably a bear.
Oh, 100% a bear, which is like terrifying to say, but
Definitely a bear.
I want this video to be as offensive as possible.
Warning: Dave's content is not for the weak. Viewer discretion is advised.
I feel like the bridge between stupidity and logic are coming too close together. So today I'm gonna be the mediator that slowly separates them and put them back in their respective spots. So apparently some women would prefer to be in the woods with a bear as opposed to a man. Now at first I thought this was satire, I thought it was an inside joke. But turns out some women actually do believe this stupid shit. But maybe they're not stupid. Maybe they have a logical argument into why they would rather be in a wilderness with a 1,200-pound beast that would rip your head off as opposed to a man. Maybe there's a logical sense to it that I'm just not getting. So today, we're going to hear out some of the arguments and we're going to break it down and find out if these people are stupid or if they have a logical point. Let's get straight to it.
On TikTok right now, women are responding to the question, would you rather encounter a bear or a man while alone in the woods? And most women are saying that they would rather encounter a bear because they believe they are safer in the presence of a bear. The 750,000 black bears in North America unalive less than one person per year on average.
Shout out to my black bear niggas.
Men aged 18 to 24 are 167 times more likely to unalive someone. And the big thing here is that it's not just unaliving someone. According to RAINN, 1 out of 6 American women has been the victim of attempted or completed assault in her lifetime. Over half of women have reported experiencing, and only about 6% of men who commit assault against a woman ever spend a day in jail.
Yeah, there's a drastic difference between these numbers because humans don't live next to bears. Humans live next to humans. It's the same argument as like, oh, there's a lot of black on black crimes. What can we do to stop it? No, it's because there's a lot of black people that lives near each other. That's why black people are more likely to hurt another black person. Same goes for a white person. A white person is more likely to attack another white person because that's who they mostly associate with. Same goes with Asians, Hispanics, and the list goes on. So comparing the death rate between humans and a bear is kind of dishonest. Or you're just stupid.
So yeah, women are much more likely to be attacked by a man than a bear.
Again, you know, if the numbers are that scary to you, you can always pack your bags and move to the woods. No one's gonna stop you. Pack your shit, get your tampons, get your pads, and take your ass to the woods. And let me know how that goes.
Like, on the most basic fucking level, if I see a bear in the woods, I know why that bear is there. That's its house. It lives there. I don't know why a man is in the woods. And then he said that the real question should be, do you want to run into a bear that wants to kill you or a man that wants to kill you? Bears don't want to kill you. Bears kill for survival. That's it.
That's not true, because even if a bear is full and he catch you lingering around his spot, he'll still kill you. He'll bite you in the neck, sit you down in a corner, and put a whole bunch of branches over you so he could eat you for later. So what are you talking about right now? It's like you're trying to make the bear seem composed and have values and trying to humanize it, when we all know bears and animals in general are unpredictable. Like, you could have a pet dog that you had for like 15 years, and one day you're walking it, it sees another dog, and it will attack that dog. Because I've seen this happen. And when the owner get questioned like, hey, what's wrong with your dog? Their answer is, hey, I don't know what got over him. He usually don't act this way. Well, it's a fucking animal. Animals are unpredictable, domestic or not. I'm starting to see a trend here. A lot of women that's choosing the bear, you can kind of tell that they got touched as a kid, so now they're using emotional reasons to pick in the bear, as opposed to choosing logic.
So not to be sexist, but the question is a bear or a man? A bear. A bear has never told me to smile more. A bear has never told me I was fat.
I could imagine a guy in a bear costume going, you know, you're kind of getting fat.
A bear has never put his hand on the small of my back to get past me. A bear has never listened to my idea, told me it was stupid, then passed off the idea as his own to get a promotion. A bear has never gone into the voting booth to vote for a man who essayed women or to take away my bodily autonomy. There is no wage gap between me and a bear. I have been in a lot of situations with men in which I'd had a better outcome if it was a bear. Man or bear? I'm gonna go with a bear.
Then take your ass to the woods. Go. If you choose bear over a man, go. If the argument is you feel safer dealing with a bear as opposed to a man, take your ass to the woods. It's the same argument when Trump didn't get elected and a lot of conservatives were saying, oh my God, this country is done. I gotta move to another country. Go. I'm calling out your bluff. Go. If you hate it so much, leave. I ain't gonna stop you. The government not gonna stop you from living in the wilderness. Start a bear family. Have bear kids. Prove the majority of us wrong. Show us that it works. Show us that you can live in the wilderness with a bear. Show us. What's stopping you?
I agree with these women. If it were me and I was alone in the woods, I would prefer to see a bear than a man. It's not a bear that's roofing women. It's not a bear that is involved in sex trafficking. It's not a bear that women have to fear whenever they divorce that man or break up with that man. It's not a bear. It's a man. I genuinely feel like it should be disheartening for men to realize that so many women would rather take their chances with an animal than one of them. Not all men are dangerous. Not all men need to be feared. But there are so many of you that turned a blind eye to your friend, your frat brother, your cousin, your brother, neighbor. So many men that you know are dangerous and that women should fear, but you say nothing about it. Truthfully, if men were honest and they were alone in the woods, even they would take their chances with a bear than another man.
Oh, okay. I'm starting to see the trend. I think I'm starting to see it. I don't really think they want to live with a bear. I think they're just projecting. I understand the social dynamics when it comes to men and women. We're stronger, we're faster, we're better. And we use all these things to our benefit. Now, it sucks being on the receiving end of that because you can kind of feel helpless because you live in a male-oriented society. I understand that. And there is definitely a place to have these diatribes and arguments where we can console our differences. But to open your fucking mouth and say, you'd rather be in the wilderness with a bear as opposed to a man, that's where you lost all credibility. So the next one is a guy. And of course, there's always that one pick-me dude who strictly be on the women's side because they're women, not because they have a sound argument. But maybe he got something else to say as opposed to taking it personal and being emotional about it.
I saw this interview where a lot of women were choosing between dealing with a bear than dealing with a man, right? And a lot of men on TikTok were like, well, that's insane. Why would you rather deal with a bear than deal with a man? A man will protect you. That's not what stats show, right? Stats show that the number one unaliver of women is men. Not bears, not crocodiles, not sharks, not elephants. Men. I don't know how us men are not seeing this. Not trying to sound like a simp, not trying to sit here and kiss anybody's behind, but facts are facts.
Listen, I'm sure somewhere right now, the whales are having a meeting about the problems with giant octopus. These motherfuckers won't leave us alone. Every time I'm trying to eat some planktons, they fuck with us. We just want to live in peace. We're tired of being harassed. I feel safer dealing with humans as opposed to octopuses. Somewhere in the ocean, that conversation is happening right now. But let these whales pop up in a foreign culture where humans sees them. The humans will say, thank God. Now my whole village got food for a week. Of course, the attacks with crocodiles will be different from the attack from men because women are not living with crocodiles. Sharks are not living with crocodiles, so they don't have a crocodile problem. Palestinians have an Israeli problem. They don't have a Jamaican problem. Stop comparing random statistics. You sound fucking dumb. And it's always the motherfuckers with the nose piercings. And finally, there's always a person that went to college for a certain subject. So when you're talking about it, they're the first one to raise their hand and be like, hey, I'm qualified to talk about this. Hear my opinion. And when they open their mouth, it's always backed up by horse shit, followed by piss.
So I'm an ecology major, and I know way too much about bears, like way more than the average person. And I would still choose the fucking bear. So in the US, there are only about 6 fatal bear attacks per year. And there are millions of people who spend time in the woods, who go hiking and all that. So it's not like nobody is like anywhere near bears ever. And when those attacks do happen, it's usually when someone provokes a bear, not when they're just existing in their habitat. For the most part, you will be completely fine if you leave them alone and mind your business. But the same cannot be said about men. Also, let's say I did choose the bear and the bear killed me. you know what, I would be okay with that. I would give him a little hug as I went out. It would be the perfect way to die.
Just say you hate men. Just say you hate men. No way you're college educated and this being in your career field and you say something like that. But thank God that I know not all women think this way. But just imagine a person that's college educated who studied day after day after day just to still throw logic out the window because they're emotional. Sad case.
Dads with daughters, would you rather have your daughter be in the woods, like little daughter in the woods with a bear, or a man? Maybe asking it this way will allow men some extra perspective of what women are saying. That if her life depended on it and you had to choose one, the bear or the man, which would you choose?
A man. Like, I know where you're going with this. You're trying to frame it in a way where this man can potentially R-word your daughter as opposed to a bear who won't practice in that activity. Again, it's disingenuous. You're not being honest with yourself. But to answer your question, yeah, I'd rather a man. Even if it was guaranteed that it was a child molester, I still would choose a man if those were my options. It's a messed up scenario that I would hate to choose from. If that was my option, yes, I would rather my daughter be SA'd as opposed to being mauled to death. Stop trying to trauma dump people watching your videos. You don't have a case here. You're a sad woman on the internet trying to convince other people that bears are safer than men. And if I had to guess, for you to come up with these type of arguments, you probably hate yourself and want the world to hate themselves too. So in this part of the video, they're trying to showcase how soft bears are and how they're not violent and how they're sweet and just want hugs and don't want to kill you. They just want love and hugs. And then after, it shows a video of a man harassing a woman.
Mom. That's okay. I don't care. Leave me alone. I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Leave me alone. Please. Just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone. Oh my God.
Bear.
Man, I'm sick of this shit. I'm about to wrap this up. So the final part of this video, a bear is chasing a woman. But lucky for her, she's on a speedboat. Who's driving that speedboat? A man. What happened? I thought you chose the bear. Why didn't you jump off and give him a hug? You see, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of times when people get on the internet, they're usually trauma dumping or talking about their experience. Usually logic is never applied to sound arguments in certain topics. And I think that could be dangerous depending on the subject because you never know who's listening or who might take your idea and apply it to their own life and logic, which is why I talk less shit than I used to. Because I know I have a small audience, but out of the 3,000 subscribers that I have currently, I'm still careful of how I present a certain situation. I try not to use self-experience and try to mold it and try to convince the viewers that it's a fact. Like, you can even see that on my old videos. I used to talk a lot of shit. I have to be careful on what I say in this video because YouTube already gave me a strike and I'm not trying to get another one. So with that being said, fat bitches make me sick. And I don't delete them because I want my viewers to see the progression of Dave. Like, yo, he used to say this shit. Now he's saying this shit. You know, I don't want people to think that I'm the same guy as I was 2 years ago or a year ago. I'm a changed man. But regardless, I do understand the sentiment of women. Like, I know I joked around throughout this whole video, but I do understand the dynamics when it comes to men and women. There's some privilege that I'm privy to that I would never give up, no matter how much money you give me. Like, it's not as dangerous for me to go for a jog at 3 a.m. in the morning. Now, I could still get robbed, but I won't get robbed. And it's a male-dominant society, and women are trying to find their place in this establishment. It sucks that women have to go through things that we don't have to go through. It sucks that they have to be trafficked. It sucks that certain men can't control themselves and can unleash on a woman anytime. And to be honest with you, that's not something that the good men can control. Now, if we see a man harming a woman in public, oftentimes other men will intervene and help her. Even in prison, a lot of chomos, they'll often get beat up in prison. So there's a lot of good guys out here trying to make it safer for women. We're the good bears. But to say that you feel safer from a bear as opposed to a man, that shit will get you nowhere. I don't even want to listen to anything you got to say after that. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Thanks for watching. I'm out. If you like that video, I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. So like, share, and subscribe and get me there. Thank you.